Hi. So, as you may know, a few days ago, Google team released a data persistence system um, for cards for add-ons, and I was just trying this. What exactly is it? And according to Google, you can use it in Forms inside the card, and whenever you try it, it's gonna persist the input by the user. And I tried it in few different scenarios. I tried it with just updating the card from front end one from views from one views to another view. I also tried to connect the card to another script to act like a backend and tried it, so maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. And what I at least in my experience, what I found out was it works for both scenarios. Either you're just updating one view to another view, and the operation happens in front end, or you are connecting to the back end and the operation happens between two front end and the server. And what I was doing was I was using a calculator. I created a simple text calculator. Let me show you. So this is the demo for the text calculator add-on I've created. Let me launch it again. And we input the gross income here and tax here. And first I was trying to just persist the data only using error, only when there is an error. But of course, using I didn't have two cards, and I was relying on the dynamic value changes inside the card, and of course it doesn't work because card is not dynamic. So if I input the tax number, tax gross income and taxes here, it's gonna persist. Now it's gonna persist regardless if it's an error or not. As you can see, something went wrong because I've inputted string here. But if I remove this and try again, it works, but it's persisting. And in this tax calculator, um, first what I tried to do was if some error occurs, for instance, if I input one or both in strings, then of course when we're calculating tax, it will output an error. And if the error occurs, I wanted to persist the data. But if the operation was successful, I don't want to persist the input. And it didn't work because it's not because of the data persistence, but of course it's because the cards are not dynamic. You're gonna have to reload and refresh them. So that's why it didn't work. And if you're trying to do something like I did, where you just want to persist the data, if there is some error, then what I suggest you do is you create another card which handles the operation when there is an error. You can throw an error using try and catch block and then do the conditional rendering. For instance, if if the operation was successful, just load the default card, and if the error occurs, then load the error card and then persist the data, something like that. But at least in my case, what I found out was the data persistence works in both scenarios. Either you just update or refresh the view from one view to another view, one page to another page inside the card, or you just connect with the backend and fetching the data between the backend and the front end. If you're interested, I can share the codes with you. Let me know in the comment section. It's a very simple code. It really doesn't matter. I just wanted to try this data persistent thing that was introduced recently. And it is a very interesting concept because before this, when I was creating my own add-on, I had to rely on script properties and script caches to do the same thing to persist the input. But now I can replace this with set persist values method provided by the card. Alright, so thank you for watching this video. This is Nives Kharka from Coding with Nives. Have a good day. Bye bye.